continuing our exploration through Modern here as I try out all the, tier 1, tier 2 decks. See what decks feel good to me. We're trying out Living End. Of course, pretty well known deck by this point. You cycle a lot of cyclers. You evoke a lot of griefs. And you fill your graveyard with creatures. And then you fire off a Violent Outburst or a Shardless Agent to cascade into Living End and bring all those creatures back whilst making your opponent lose their entire board. Kind of a classic deck. Received some really good power upgrades in the last couple years though. I'm excited to give it a go. So this does not have a Cascader. I don't know if that necessarily means I can't keep though. What is this? Discard to return. Oh, this one's not very impressive here. I don't know. I'm not sure how aggressively I'm meant to mulligan with this deck, but I guess I'm gonna keep this. Yeah, the Living End in hand is pretty sad. It sure is. I could certainly see an argument for mulliganing this, but very new to the deck. Just gonna see how it plays out. To Aether Vial for Seachrome Coast. Wonder if they're on humans. It's been a while since I've seen a humans deck. Predates Modern as a format. More than kind of counts as a classic. Indeed. Indeed. I didn't know it actually predated Modern. That's wild. Wow, opponents all in on these Aether Vials, huh? There we go. Oh, that's such a good draw. To evoke this grief. Good grief. Oh my god, they're gonna exile my grief? That's funny. Because they don't want me to have it in the yard. I don't know. They still don't have a whole lot going on now there, is the thing. I think this is fine. They're gonna have one card left in hand. Whoa! What is going on here? Oh yes, this is really awkward. Now they have two Solitudes in the yard, huh? Well, this agent is in Modern. It's a strange timeline. Strange timeline. I guess we need a Steam Vents, right? That's fine. Solitude's obviously very strong against our deck, but we're just gonna fill up our yard so much that they don't matter. Our opponent's got such a slow clock that we have a lot of time to fill up our yard here. Island Walk classic. Can't wait for MH3 LOTR, indeed, indeed. I'm like legit a little bit excited for that set, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, we just say go. Turn this into an island. They tap the vial. Nothing. Yeah, they've said that they're not really aiming Lord of the Rings at modern. I kind of assume they don't want it taking over modern, because that would be kind of a weird look. And none of the cards they've shown so far from it look particularly impressive. There's like a mana dork that's fine, but like, you know, a new mana dork isn't exactly going to change the format, right? Beginning to wonder if this hand was not in fact a keep. How do I feel about casting Curator? That would probably have been a good play. Anyway. Anyway, we found this card, so that's pretty good. Good draw, I know. I agree. Also, hey CFT, great to see you. Oh no, what is this? This is fine. Right? Not really sure what they're going for here. Alright, they get to exile this and this, but we have two very large creatures. A4C. Oh yeah, the white Remand is cool, that's true. I forgot about that one. That's a nice little print. Put them back in any order. I just want Waker on top, and then we use Scalding Tarn to shuffle. And waiting until we channeled the turtle, yeah, maybe. I guess we were in no rush, right? Hmm. Feels like we're doing okay for ourselves, though. They have one card in hand, they're drawing lands for the next 2 turns. Giver of Runes is weirdly good here. I want to crack this before cycling the Waker. If I want to attack at all, they get to give like pro color with Giver. I assume we're gonna be bouncing this Giver at some point. Hmm. Also just try and work towards casting 7 drops, I guess. Oh my goodness. Hmm. I almost want to take the land over the grief and then put the grief in the graveyard. I think I'm willing to attack. Either like we punch through their board a bit and just are way ahead on board and they die, or our stuff dies and that sets up for the next living end, and that's also pretty good. So here's an idea. If I bounce this Solitude, this one dies. They aren't drawing a white card for this for 2 turns. And we murder them. You can almost Vial it. Oh, that's true. You can pick up Vial. I don't know. It feels like they're going to be dead by then. Sometimes you wish you could be a Sky Turtle. Big mood. Alright, I assume we want Foundation Breakers for Rest in Peace and Ether Vial. Force of Negation is not the most... Oh no, they might have to Fairy. They're blue-white. Fairy is very spooky. I don't know. No, their creatures are good enough to really warrant Subtlety. And Subtlety is pretty bad against Ether Vial. Maybe consider Endurance to fight over them having the exile creature in the yard, but I don't really know how much that's going to come up. But also this is like a fine blocker. Can also just buy us time, right? Sideboard in 4 as foretold to fight Fairy, incredible. Yeah, maybe 4 Force of Negation is too many. In this matchup, it's like mainly to Fairy we're fighting over. I guess rip. Try this, I guess. I don't really know how I'm sideboarding with this deck yet. We're mainly just getting a feel for if it feels good. This feels like the mopiest keep of all time, but I guess. I don't know. Maybe this isn't the one. Maybe we really want to look for a Foundation Breaker or a Grief, so we can actually interact with our opponent. Who's to say? Who's to say? I guess I don't really have to do this main phase. They have to put like Arbiter into play, they'd have to cast it, right? I kind of assume if they have Rishadan Dockhand in their deck, there's a decent chance they have Arbiter as well. Oh, this is where I get like Fairy Masterminded. I guess it doesn't work because it's in their turn. Ooh, phenomenal draw. A plus. Could really stack these triggers differently. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Archon of Emeria. Oh boy. Alright. Cool. One seems a bit good. It's like a touch good. So yes, my plan is eventually I can bounce it and blow up the ether vial and go from there. They're not exactly killing me fast. Oh, protection from colorless. So this would protect from Otawara. Right. Right. That makes sense. It would appear I'm in danger. Alright, this can kill you for a while. Oh, thank you, Kova. I don't actually really keep up with all the formats at once. Kind of focus on each format for like a couple months at a time when it's relevant to me, honestly. Valia, yeah. Honestly, don't really know how I win this. This giver of runes is an issue. We need to draw like a curator to block with. Weirdly. It's not the thing I said. This will become a new thing. Kind of funny, this would be so easy if this was Mother of Runes instead of Giver of Runes. I think I'm casting a 2/2 to like potentially block with. Pay 3 mana to gain 2 life. Hmm. Oh my god. Yeah, we seem to be a bit dead. Holy shit. Okay. Opponent has presented the terms of engagement, apparently. I do not want these Wars of Negations, actually. I kind of want these subtleties. Maybe we just need all the bounce in the deck. Yeah, do we want these? We might want these. Right. This is like really close. This was a blue land. I think it would keep. I feel like I probably have to mulligan there. That's the grief. I don't think I can keep this on 7. Well. This hand does not seem like it can win games, but it is what we are keeping. Yeah, I could have kept the 7. I don't know. It seems kind of risky. I think if that Boseiju is a blue source instead, maybe the risk is then worth it. It seems really rough to keep it otherwise. Seems like it's just like asking for trouble, you know? Yep. Okay. um. If we draw a land next turn, we probably win. Considering we have a subtlety here to fight over their next creature. Exile all black or red things. We'd be left with a Waker, a Curator, and a Riverwinder. I feel like that's enough for me to win the game with. Right? Oh, hey Enigma. Yeah, I'm just trying out a list that did well in a challenge recently. Is this fine? I feel like this is fine. Right? Sure. I feel like I want to hold the subtlety to fight over Archon or Magistrate. Or if we draw a land, like, maybe we even just, like, can cast it. Probably not happening since I would want to Agent Living End, though. Pretty bad draw. This can get back the land, I guess. Gonna do it now in case they have like Mind Sensor or something. Oh, it's really awkward. I don't actually have a blue card for Subtlety now. But I kind of have to hit my land drop. But now if they cast an Archon, it puts me in like a really tough spot. Oh no, Tech Edge. Okay. Yep. Oh boy. Maybe we should have bounced Valier instead. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. In my defense, did not realize I had to play around Tech Edge for the first time in a million years. Guess this resolves. And we hope to draw land. Yeah, I've not seen Tech Edge in a few years. Wow. Harmony. I should maybe have subtletied. Who even knows? Right, they hit the land so that they can equip sword. They correctly equip it to Thalia. It is true, you cannot cast Living End with Wilderness Reclamation. This is going to put me to 2. Reclamation Rhinos, really? That sounds delightful though. What prompted the thought of Reclamation Rhinos? What? Oh, right. This is a... Oh, whatever. We just have to draw the land. I guess I should have blocked Valier instead. I'd be on 2 more life then. I'm really curious what's in their hand before I go out, I guess. Wow. I guess bouncing the Thalia probably would have won the game, huh? Oh my god. I feel like testing Modern is gonna drive me actually insane. Can I go back to playing Standard, please? Standard is so fun. Simply think every tournament should just be Standard. That's so much to ask for. Hey, Alchemical. Oh, the life gain. No, the sword deals an extra 2 damage to you when it connects. And we can't block it because it gives protection from blue. This is blowing your mind to hear. I've loved Standard for like the past 3 or 4 months. And I am baffled as to how you find a playable modern deck. Am I allowed to keep this kind of hand? Like, we don't have a Cascader, but we have our land drop sorted and we have Cyclers. We have 8 Cascaders in the deck. Oh, were we at 7? I did not realize that. Very silly. Yeah, I should have done that. It does mean that, like, fetch lands weren't live, but... I guess I'll just get Island first. If I draw a Spire Bluff, then it works out cheaper in terms of life loss. Cool. No grief. Investigate Fractured Sanity is playable indeed. Oh, is this like some weird Convoke build or something? Is that why they have Insolent Neonate in their deck? I guess if I'm gonna be fetching Steam Vents anyway, I should probably do it now to Finn. If I cycle this now to try and find Grief or hold it to save life, I guess I want to find Grief. Pretty badly. That's so funny. I guess they can only make one of those 2 colors. Okay. Oh boy. I guess again I should be main phasing things because I can hit Grief. Yeah, whether I cycle it or not, Ragavan is hitting my Cascade card. Indeed, indeed. It's the only way things could have gone, really. Excuse me? Right. I guess I'm dead. I now understand what they're doing. Oh my god. We wake up for yes, I should have done that. That's true. I did not think of that. I find it feels improbable that they're gonna brick on 18 looks, right? Uh, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool, cool. Well, Force of Negation seems like it does not have text against the decks we're facing. I guess I should bring in Foundation Breaker if I'm scared of like rip effects. Seems great. Like, I don't feel like I can mulligan this. It has a turn 1 grief. We can cycle to find our thing. But like, again, if we don't find a Cascada, we're gonna die. They actually have good cards in their deck this game. On earth is this? So obviously we're not taking Pyro or Priest. Thalia slows our living end by like at least a turn. Sanctifier can take Thalia and Architects from the graveyard though, and then our deck doesn't really do that much. Or we just take Ragavan to try and disrupt their curve. I feel like I can, I don't know, I don't even have the Cascada yet. I'm probably going to hit more land drops and things to cycle. I feel like I just want to slow them down, but maybe that's short-sighted. And then we go sort out our steam vents and cycle this Architects. Yeah, their clock is middling, and I already have 3 lands, so I only need a 4th to deal with Thalia. Yep, that's kind of my thinking. Maybe I need to try out that Nissa deck. I don't know. A bit of me just struggles to believe Elementals is actually playable anymore now that Yorion's gone. I played a lot of the Elementals deck back when Yorion was legal, and always felt like Yorion was a big part of that deck's power level. Kind of hard to imagine it actually still being good without that card. Hey turn, good to see you. Really? Risen Reef was ludicrous in that deck for me. Risen Reef was very impressive. Like, Risen Reef in that Elementals deck, back when Yorion was legal at least, always just felt unbelievable. Felt so much better than I was like baffled that people were playing Expressive Iteration instead. That made no sense to me. I mean, there's a world in which you could play Lotus Cobra and Nissa Prometheus, but also Nissa drawing like, it's not just 3 mana, because if you draw like a Pitch Elemental, the Pitch Elementals essentially put you down on cards to be up on mana. So it's like you're actually generating like 5 mana or whatever if you find a Solitude, because you've like made a couple mana off your land drops, and you're getting to exile their thing for free. true. Lotus Cobra no run in 6 World. I take it all back. Awful idea. Nope, nope, nope. I did used to play Lotus Cobra in Modern a bit years ago, but its time has probably passed if we're being completely honest with ourselves. Not playing out their Sanctifier, indeed. Oh, it's in the yard, yeah. Very funny. It appears opponent has died. Oh, I should have ordered these differently. I'm very silly. I guess I'm just going to target myself then, since I don't know what the hand is anyway. That was bad. Oh, sure. Sure. Why not? Why not have some Riverwinders? Ah, I will take your good card. Oh my god, is the Sanctifier stopping it from going to the yard for the Priest of Rights? That's so funny. That's the funniest shit in the world. Oh my god. Incredible, yeah. Alright, we do have to be on the draw now, but that seemed to go pretty alright. On the award in which I meant to board in Endurance. I haven't really seen Foundation Breaker targets. I'm just like really scared of Rip or whatever, but I guess Endurance shuts off their Priest of Fell Rights. Maybe get them. I'm keeping. I feel like so much of this deck is just living in hope. Just like, I don't know, this hand seems like what the deck does. I guess I'm on board. Okay, well now we draw on Living End. It's fine to draw Grief. It's fine to cycle this to look for Grief. And I guess I really want to, if I cycle into Grief, I just want to main phase it, right? This is my second match with Living End ever. The last time I played Living End was back when it was Jund. Years and years ago. I do need to sort out a red source for this. I have less red sources in the deck than green sources? Not by much though. So let's grab this. Okay. Sorting out those land drops. This hand could be anything, it really could. Wow, they're not doing anything on turns 1 or 2. Wild. Wild stuff. I think I'm not gonna cycle here. Depending on what they do, I might end up wanting to like Petty Theft. And it's only Grief that I'd be trying to cycle into. Oh, this card's rude. that count as 1 living end? Cool. I don't want to draw land, so I guess I cycle before cracking my fetch land. Alright, please give me a land so I can start doing the thing. I can choose not to cast it, but you don't get to cast it, is more what I mean, right? I guess if I do this and they counter it, I get a 2/2 in play that can block Ragavan. That sounds pretty okay. Let's go for it. Nope. I can bounce it, it's fine. It's fine, I can bounce it. And they're missing a land drop too, so they're not even developing that much now. So this is actually fine. I just, there you go. I wonder why we play a Brazen Borer over the second Sky Turtle. That's kind of puzzling to me. Oh, this hits Rest in Peace. Okay, I get it now. I figured it out. I didn't realize this only hit creatures. And Chalice, yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Feels like Blood Moon Effect should not be... It feels like part of the reason to play this deck is that Blood Moon Effect should not be very good against it. I guess I did not fetch a forest though, so it's kind of my own fault. I guess forest is like weirdly awkward to fetch in the early game. Blood Moon's good versus it, yeah, apparently. I feel like, then why... I don't know. I was kind of thinking in my head that Blood Moon seemed like one of the defining cards in the format, and that was probably part of the reason why Living End was good, is because you're just a 2-color deck. But I guess you kind of aren't. I have no idea what to even do now. I feel like I need to get very lucky somehow. Cool. Or I can draw my 3rd Living End. Hey, Yaley. Right. Oh, I guess I should have held open mana, because now if I block Magus of the Moon, I can't bounce Blood Moon and kill them. Okay, they're not attacking with it anyway. I can't work out. So I'm going purely off of Twitter for this. Based on Twitter, I cannot work out if the red white convoke deck in Pioneer is broken, garbage, or like entirely medium. Like, I'm getting such mixed messages. I've never had more mixed messages in my life. Wow, we got destroyed. Literally Hogak, indeed, indeed. Oh, I should run a quick ad break to go to pre-rolls before my next match. And update my spreadsheet. Win game 2 of that. I guess it really doesn't matter, but... I wish they didn't take my Yorion away from me. Modern was like legit so much fun when Yorion was legal. Like the format was actually a blast. The Yorion Elementals deck is just like some of the most fun I've ever had in Modern. Might be partially related to it being leagues better than any of the other decks in Modern, but details. You need to roll 55 out of 100 at an event, but if you do, the deck is really good. I don't know, whenever I play against this Living End deck, it looks terrifying. But now I'm actually, like, playing it, it just feels like you just have to cross your fingers so much with some of these opening hands. Yeah, but the 20 more cards are almost a good thing. Sophia? In the Yorion Elementals deck, like, getting to play more cards was a good thing, because the best cards in your deck were fetch lands. Like, the actual best cards in the 4-color Yorion Elementals deck were the fetch lands. And getting to play more cards, having a reason to play more cards, meant you got to play more fetch lands. Because you want a fetch land in every opener for running 6. Because you want a fetch land in every opener to like grab a Triome to source out your mana. I should cycle now because of grief. And because like fetch lands fix your mana in a way that the normal lands just don't. Like having a shock land only fixes 2 colors, whereas a fetch land could sort out any of the colors. So it was actually an upside secretly. It was like you got to play 80 cards rather than you had to. Convinced you should go up some cards in these decks? Yeah. I am willing to believe that is true. I don't know how many. I don't know how you figure out how many. But I'm certainly willing to believe that's true. Their creativity, I guess. It doesn't feel like this Ren and 6 like necessarily matters. We kind of have to counter to Fairy. So I guess we just let them have it. You have to counter for like Teferi or creativity. Cycle main phase. Yeah, kinda. That's kind of the conventional wisdom. I don't know. There's been like pushback against that at points though. I can't remember. Was it Ben Friedman won a GP with like 64 card Abzan blue, and the reasoning was it meant you got to like max out your fetch land count, and like the average quality of your spells wasn't actually dropping that much because they just were all good. But the average quality of a land that you'd be drawing was going up because the fetch lands were just astronomically better than the fetch targets. So like it's been a thing that's existed in the past. Again, I mean fetch lands are a bit good. I don't know that they should necessarily be banned, but fetch lands are a bit good. I'm not convinced I can go for this yet. Like, does this even beat an Archon? I don't know. Fable. Oh, I guess we let this resolve, we go for Living End, and then we have Force for creativity to try and keep them off Archon. I'm surprised they are tapping out. When did I start playing Magic? My first pre-release was Dragon's Maze. And I started playing Magic about 2 weeks before that. It's been like a decade, I guess. I should have looked at theirs first. I don't know. I don't know whether it really matters that much. So I just want the Violent Outburst. I guess. I don't know. Don't know how much this all matters, really. Alright, good luck. Dragon's Maze Limited was sweet. It was my first ever draft set, and I gotta say it was a rough intro to drafting. I can't comment on how good or bad it is. Obviously, lots of people hate it. But, it's a rough way to learn. Having to juggle like all this 5-color gate synergy stuff when you don't even know how to build a limited deck yet. First pre-release was Born of the Gods. How many times have you quit Magic and come back? I think I've like soft quit Magic twice. In that I've taken breaks. Sometimes just get like a bit burnt out on the game. Cool. We won the game where they did not draw Teferi. Go us. Kind of feels like we probably are gonna need Mystical Dispute. Subtlety hits specifically Teferi, but kind of nothing else that I care about, so it feels like it's pretty hard to board in. I'm really scared about what happens if they just discard an Archon into the graveyard. Do I need to have Endurances in my deck? That feels so MOP. It feels like incredibly mopey. Yes, these bounce tokens. That also feels incredibly mopey. I guess it's only the Fables that discard Archon. We can just like force Fable if they draw it. Hey Bobby, good to see ya. Oh, they're running Hallowed Moonlight and Spell Pierce. Interesting. Okay. That makes sense. I knew about the Spell Pierces. Hallowed Moonlight, huh? I'm not convinced this hand can win a game. But also, like, I guess we just really need to find a grief or a force. I don't think we can keep this, realistically. Again, if this is a blue source, it would keep this. I guess I'm on the draw. But I need to find, like, a blue source, multiple lands, and a Cascader. Okay. I don't have a black card for this. I guess I get rid of this. Okay. I don't want to draw lands, so I guess we're not cracking the Misty. Brennan 6. Does not feel like that is a card I can ever reasonably fight over. That's a pretty good draw. So I guess opponent's pretty unlikely to tap out for a Teferi next turn anyway, since they would then be leaving themselves to dead to force plus Cascader. How was the games today? It's been fine. I feel like this deck is extremely not for me. I feel like this deck has a lot of crossing your fingers involved. So maybe that's just me playing it badly. If I want land or Cascader, I guess I can't afford to miss my land drop next turn. So we have a bunch of Cascaders in the deck to draw into. Alright. I guess they're going to be ulting Ren in a couple turns, so we have to go for something soon. Fortunately, Butte doesn't let us push through their counter spells if they're not doing anything. Oh boy, okay. There you go, I guess. What do you do if you draw a living end? Mainly you just feel a bit sad. You can pitch it to Grief. So it's not like completely dead. I binned the agent because I needed a third land drop. I didn't feel like I could afford to miss land drops when I have to get to like at least 3 mana, but potentially more. I figured I had 7 more Cascadas left in my deck. I don't know, it feels really hard to bin a land when my opponent's just saying draw go. From my playtesting so far, the deck that has felt the best of the decks I have tried is probably Hardened Scales. Hardened Scales felt like pretty good. Hammer felt like pretty decent, I guess. Alright, cycle this to look for Grief. So I could just go for it. I can beat a Pierce, but I can't beat anything else, or I could look for a Grief. I don't know. Maybe I'm just meant to look for Grief here. Maybe this is bad. Can also cast a 4/4. They are about to ultimate Ren and 6. That doesn't really seem like it's gonna get there. Yeah, Scales felt pretty good. The only slight issue with Scales was it seemed a bit bad against Creativity. Is a rough place to be because Creativity is probably going to be the most popular deck at the PT. But it felt pretty strong outside of that. I guess Scales also has a Blood Moon problem sometimes, but I feel like that's true about like seemingly every deck in this format. What's the best Blood Moon deck? Depends. Best deck that it plays Blood Moon or the best deck at doing the Blood Moon thing? Because Scam, Rhinos, and Murktide all play Blood Moon, but I wouldn't really think of them as like Blood Moon decks. Necessarily. Yeah, probably Rhinos or Scam. I think those two decks are probably better than Murktide. That's weirdly good. Alright, black card. Come on, black card. Oh my god, I am so lucky. Actually, the luckiest. Hey, Kestrel. Good to see ya. Guess that makes sense. Sure. Oh, okay. Right. Bounce Grief. Oh, to get the turtle in the yard? Yeah, I guess I should have done that, huh? And then we look for like another black card next turn. Whereas now we just like can't go for it because they could have Spell Pierce. And we drew the black card, yeah. That would have worked out pretty good. I guess in my head I was just like, oh, Shaka Shaka, thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for supporting me and my content there. Oh, I guess I could have played the land and rebought the Grief instead of cycling the Street Wraith. And then just griefed them this turn. Thank you so much for that sub, Shaka. I appreciate you. Oh yeah. That was pretty bad. I should have done that. I don't know. I will admit, even though I'm doing pretty badly with this deck so far, I'm also playing it far from optimally. Feels like there are a bunch of little things I'm messing up, like not bouncing the Grief or not rebuying it. Alright, opponent's just saying go. So I have options. I could just jam this, but then I run into Pierce. I guess I should just wait. Well, I could rebuy Grief and then just hardcast it next turn. Then I don't have Dispute open for a Teferi, I guess is the fear. Oh yeah, then I just get destroyed by so many things, and I only get to take one thing. Yeah, I'm really worried that if I do this and they have like a Teferi and a Creativity, I just die. But if I draw a black card, I also just get to pitch cast this. Alright. Let's try this out, I guess. Need them not to have two things that... Okay. We're hoping they don't draw a land, I guess. I guess even if they Creativity me... I guess even if they Creativity me, they just lose all their garbage, right? Huh. Wow, opponent really was posturing. Opponent really was like, I'm just gonna hold my mana up and hope they're scared. Just hope they're a coward. Hand is not terribly impressive. Has to be said. I'm almost happy if they creativity me. Because then I just get to grief them again. It means I don't have to fear them having drawn a counter. Bitter reunion, yeah. That would be a beating. You're not wrong, Prometheus. Oh. Okay. I guess I just want to do the thing now because we have Dispute open. So we can beat a counterspell if we do it now. It kind of feels like, I guess then they untap and creativity me. And then suddenly I have to like sack an Architects. I guess I can't go for it now, almost. I kind of just have to say go, but I'm also ahead on board, so it's like fine to say go. I wonder if I want to just cast Curator. And force them to tap out. Yeah, just hold up Dispute. I think I agree. It means we can stop a Teferi coming down, which is the main thing I'm scared of. Yeah, going second here is better than going first. Agree. We just want to chill. Good vibes only. Alright, if I go for it here, Spell Pierce Wit beats me. So I guess I'm just going to cycle... I guess I could cast Curate to hold open Dispute now. I guess that's actually the plan. No, I think I'm going to cycle. I think I'm going to cycle, because then if they go for like... That's an interesting draw. Then if they go for Teferi, I can like Violent Outburst in response of Dispute backup and win the fight. I feel like I can probably afford to shock myself here. Losing a card in hand to discard to Archon's a little sad, but we just want all the mana in the world so that we can play through Spell Pierces. I'm just going to die to my grief at this rate. Alright, here we go. creativity on a token. Oh, so if I outburst, they lose the token, and it doesn't even work, right? That's really funny. That's so funny. Let's go. Outburst, baby. That seems pretty good for me. Alright, we did it. We won a match. We might have lost to the 2 random pile of creatures decks, but we sure did beat the best deck in the format, so that's nice. Hell yeah. Really good against the meta and crumble against everything else. I feel like we were getting a little unlucky in the first 2 matches. This seems like a mulligan. This seems like it's probably a keep. Howdy, space. I guess. Yeah, I could have picked up more percentages of points in the early games too. Yeah, I definitely was not playing optimally. That is true. I guess I get rid of this. Maybe I meant to keep that instead because it can like pitch to a grief, but I kind of feel like we're going to be cycling this curator. Yeah, this is fine. Kind of want the Waker to dig for like the things I'm missing. It's true, when you have access to the opponent's deck list, you know what hate you're trying to beat then. 2 Spell Pierces. Not 1, but 2. Hmm. They don't have any frets, so that's nice. There's not the Unholy Heat. It is... So I could take a Spell Pierce to try and chew through their interaction. Or I could just try and strand them on lands for a little bit. We won't have all our available living ends, do we? It feels like as long as we have some in our deck, it's fine, right? It means we don't have a dead draw in the deck. Maybe I'm wrong though. I guess I take a Spell Pierce. I mean, certainly possible that I meant to try and strand them on lands instead, but feels like this game's going to go on a while. Just taking a piece of interaction is going to play out better in the long run. Yeah, they found a land anyway, so... Take iteration like a maniac is certainly the best card in that hand. That makes sense, Moonraker. Maybe you're right. Certainly believe that you are correct about that. Okay. Found that threat. I don't know if I want to cycle this so I can have max information on the Waker. I kind of want to do that. It feels like I have a little bit of time and I want as much information on this Waker as possible. Oh, this is so bad. Holy shit. Okay. Good old land that doesn't cast my Cascaders. Okay, we did it. I guess I just jam this to get Spell Pierce out their hand. Or do I just do this and then, like, if we hit another land, we just play through Spell Pierce anyway, right? Yeah, we're just gonna vibe. Just chill. Yeah, and they also want to Surveil real bad, probably. Well. Yeah, I'm not typically much of a combo player. Myself. I think is a part of why I'm struggling with Modern a bit at the moment. Struggling to find my footing. I don't want to take the land so we can build to playing through Spell Pierce. Like, I definitely have played combo decks before, but it's not a very frequent occurrence. I really like playing mid-range. More than anything. Really like playing mid-range, really like playing tempo. I looked at Murktide as well. I should probably try Murktide soon, it's true. I imagine that is a deck I would like. Of the current, like, tier 1 in Modern, Murktide definitely seems like the most me deck. So I kind of feel like if Living End resolves, we're just gonna win anyway. I probably don't want to pitch the Sky Turtle yet. So that it can, like, rebuy a Cascader potentially? I don't know. It doesn't feel like this Sky Turtle is relevant to winning with the card Living End, you know? In this particular scenario. Tier 1 in Modern is Creativity, Rhinos, Murktide, and then arguably Scam and Hammer. At the moment. Bird Spell Pierce. Bird Spell Pierce. Alright. Need to find another one. Oh, maybe I was meant to bounce this. Them getting 2 Surveils is, like, a little brutal. I did enjoy the Inverter deck. But the Inverter deck was secretly only, like, partly a combo deck. You had loads of games where you just played like blue-black control. Like, that deck was basically Splinter Twin. Like, actually. Not even me memeing. Like, that deck was actually basically Splinter Twin. Feels like rebuying this is going to be too slow now. I guess we're just gonna look for the red source. I really don't know. I don't even have a fetch land in the yard for this. If I'd bounced this channeler like I was kind of tempted to do, I feel like we'd be in a much better spot. As it is, this is a bit spooky. Alright, I mean, this is pretty good for me. Iteration Murktide Regents. So, I can bounce Murktide Regents. That card does not... Oh, they also returned a Murktide Regent from the yard. That's really funny. Yeah, I can bounce this, so it doesn't particularly matter. So I guess I want to take the Iteration. Oh no, this grows the other Murktide. Fuck. Huh. I might actually need to take this then. I actually need to take this. Letting them have an Iteration is obviously kind of garbage. I guess this is what I have to do though. Oh no. Alright, this we might be a bit dead. I guess I can rebuy Violent Outburst with the turtle and go for the third and final living end. Maybe that's what I was meant to do. Maybe I was meant to leave them with Regent and then plan on like chump blocking a bit and rebuying Outburst or something. I don't know. Tricky. Anyway, I guess I'm just dead. Like, we have 4 living ends in the deck. I feel like that was a game I could have won with tighter play. If I understood, like... Yeah, if I'd, like, bounced the Darcy, like I was kind of feeling like I maybe should have, then I think we might have won that. Right, possibly. I'm gonna look at some Murktide lists, because I don't know what Grave Hate they play. Apparently they kind of don't play Grave Hate. Interesting. Us, yeah. Guess we can just trim on forces. I guess force is helpful for comboing on their turn though, when you draw Outburst. That makes sense. Hope you had a nice nap, Delicate. Maybe Endurance isn't actually good in this matchup. I'm used to it being good against their deck. But I guess if we're just focused on comboing, their graveyard doesn't actually matter that much. I don't want to like over sideboard. I mean, I feel like I meant to keep this, but it's obviously very awkward. I would really like to try and play around Blood Moon, but I don't think we can do that when we have Violent Outburst in hand. Maybe we can. It's just fetching a forest, right? It's kind of fine. But then we need to sort out the red source at some point later. Hey, you know, it's going pretty good. Good to see you. Ragavan, yep. The hand is much better than the last game by the looks of things. Okay, there's the forest. Yes, this is getting a Steam Vents. Cool. I mean, we're all set up here. Next turn I can go Outburst with Force backup. Potentially double Force backup. If we're really lucky. We are not the best deck for Ragavan to connect with. Must be said. Alright, we have 2 forces. I guess we're just going for it. Maybe it's better to just assume that this is going to resolve and that I should keep the Waker because it's really good at drawing towards black card for grief. This is kind of aggro. Let's go for it. Yeah, they're pretty dead. It's true. Alright, fun game. Fun game. I mean, this hand kind of slaps. This hand kind of slaps. And they don't even have a threat on turn 1. Incredible. That's so good for me. Cycle for info. I was a little confused, Callie. I was a little confused. It all makes sense now. Flusterstorm, huh? Just take the Flusterstorm. Alright. I guess I should have cycled this first. If we drew a Living End, then we don't end up pitching Street Wraith. That was pretty bad. I should have cycled this. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Oh, but now I'm really happy that I can dispute this, so I guess this works out. Cool. I probably should dispute this. It just slows them down by so much. It buys me so much time to set up my game plan. Right. Makes a lot of sense. I'm going to cycle one of these now. If we draw Dispute, we hold open mana. Otherwise, if we draw a black card, we dig for Grief. We do neither, so I'll say go. When it doesn't have to play Monstrous Carabid. Yeah, the creatures are kind of great now. The creatures are like A+ now. It's true. Five hexproofs better than Monstrous Carabid. Hot take. Oh, land. Am I just jamming? Make them have it. Did they leave it on top or they put a card on top of their library? It kind of makes me think we're not jamming, especially with this Grief in our hand. I can like dig a few cards to find a thing for this. We also just have all the time in the world. This is a 1/1, so yeah. Jam until I draw a Grief, yeah. Cool. In which case, I'm gonna say go. Gonna hold open Outburst. If they tap out, we go for it. They're not gonna tap out, so this way we get to tax their mana. And then in their end step, we can cycle to find black card for Grief and set up the Outburst. Yeah, if we didn't draw a Grief, I would have jammed, for sure. Best way to get through hate is just to like punch your way through at that point, but this kind of changes everything. Ragavan, huh? That's fine. Alright, so we just need to find a black card. That's a black card. I guess I take the forest because of Blood Moon purposes. I don't know that it really matters too much, but now they need to have 2 answers to stop themselves dying. What's this? That's so funny. Holy shit, that's the funniest thing in the world. I feel like I don't particularly care about this. In response. In response, indeed. Wow, the amount of posturing people do against you when you're playing this deck is so funny. It's amazing. Everyone's just like, I have nothing, but I guess I'm gonna pretend that I have something. Because I would like to not die. I should do this in their upkeep, right? So that their creature has summoning sickness. Their creatures have summoning sickness. Why Murktide? It was gonna be like a 7/7 flyer. Maybe it doesn't matter though. That was probably bad. You're right. I guess a 7/7 flyer doesn't actually do anything, right? You are correct. I should not have done that. Oh, I get to take the iteration anyway, though. So, like, nothing actually matters. We're just going to take both their cards regardless. Yeah, right. So that's why I don't take Murktide. I get it now. Okay, cool, cool, cool. No, that makes sense. I don't take Murktide because we're going to be taking both their cards anyway. So he wants to take the one that doesn't get reanimated when we do that. Yeah. Oh, are you allowed to choose nothing? You choose, you have to choose. You have to choose a card. Somehow you think I'll be alright. I don't know. It seems pretty close here, Bobbin. Seems like it could go either way. I guess I'll take +1/+0 to my team. So attack all. They can't really block these. These are 8 damage. They want to block like here, 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 here. 8, 12. That's pretty good. Sure. Math is for blockers. Alright. I'm playing pretty badly and still beating the tier 1 decks, so that's nice. I'm gonna have a quick bathroom break, run some ads whilst I'm away, and then we'll play the fifth match in this league with Living End. See if we can close out on a good note. See if we can get that free too. Be right back. Catch you on a sec. I return. So far today, we've learnt I'm capable of beating piles of modern legal creatures. Somehow capable of beating tier 1 decks, despite misplaying horrendously. Oh.
Guy.
Oh, Aspen. Thank you for the 3 years of support. That's so kind of you. 3 whole years. Thank you so much, Aspen. Hell yeah. I feel like this hand might not be good enough. Maybe it's fine. Hi, Sophia. Like, we need to find lands and a Cascader. Is the spooky thing. But we do have a force to buy us time. Yeah, I don't think I would keep this on the play. I think on the draw I'm probably meant to, but I'm not sure. It is more than 2, it's true. I think if Grief did not exist, A, we wouldn't be playing stack, and B, this would start to look a bit more like a multi-six. But the fact we have Grief in our deck means there's decent odds we get to like convert this Living End. Yeah, 2x force is pretty good on the draw, yeah. That makes sense. I could cycle now. Has the upside that if we get to find Grief, we get to cast it immediately. Has the downside that it lets our opponent know what we're up to. But I guess I want to do it. Okay. Sure thing. Oh boy. This is quantity of forces are, so against creativity probably. People sure do love playing creativity. Land. 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 Come on. Come on, deck. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Nope. Alright. Kindly asking. Nope. Oh boy. So discarding this gets rid of my Grief fodder. So this might be a mistake, but I think I'm going to discard it. I don't know. F. Respects paid. Kind of feels like if we draw a Grief, we have time to set up a Grief plus Grief fodder. We don't really need to hold on to this, but... Cool. Apparently, opponent and I are just going to be staring at each other. Land. So much of a mana sink to cycle. That makes sense. I was just kind of thinking that these would be good for helping find our land, like, future land drops. And that they're blue cards that pitch to force as well. Alright. Opponent's gonna do the thing. Oh, they're gonna do that instead? Right. They're gonna force, they're gonna spell pierce, and then we're gonna force again. And then we're gonna hope to untap and draw a land, I guess. I don't know if this is correct. Maybe I meant to pitch both the Wakers and just hope we draw a land, because if we don't draw a land, we probably lose anyway. And at least force makes like a blue card buy us time. Do not know. Do not know. Hey, we did the thing. Well done, us. Go us. Certainly wish I discarded Awaker now. Certainly do wish I discarded Awaker. But it is what it is. That is a Teferi. Let's go. Which of these would I rather they draw first? Yeah. There's a lot of Hail Mary situations with this deck, right? There's a lot of finger crossing. It's slightly uncomfortable. Yeah, it does seem like the Teferi is not the scariest thing in the world. I guess if my opponent cast Teferi next turn, that would be fine. So maybe Teferi goes on the top. We don't know that they have the land for creativity in hand, right? I mean, none of these cards feel like they do anything, but Cascade does not work with Teferi in play. Ooh. Please don't creativity me, friend. Could I explain why? Because you are not because when you cascade into a thing and cast it, you are casting it at instant speed because there is something already on the stack, rather than at sorcery speed. You can only cast things at sorcery speed when the stack is empty. I really wish I discarded this Waker earlier, but I don't know, maybe this is good enough. Yeah, Teferi stops anything that makes you cast a spell as part of a different effect, because all things that do that are casting things at instant speed or rather than sorcery. Sure is a Teferi. What does resolve? I should probably make sure to kill it. I am going to try and kill... Oh, they... Arid Mesa? That's really awkward. That means killing it wastes so much damage. I feel like I meant to try and remove it from the board, though, so we can actually do a second Living End if we need to. It's a lot of damage to waste. It's a lot of damage to waste. I guess what I could do, I cycle this, draw a Shardless, and then Waker can dig for a Grief? I guess I send these two at Taft, this at their face. They have Bolt. Do they play Bolt and Creativity? I need to learn these lists. They do play Bolt. Okay. You're starting Modern with Burn. Honestly, I don't really have that much experience with Burn. But good luck with it. Oh, probably one tip with burn. Don't keep one-landers. Lots of people keep one-landers with burn. I think that's generally, like, pretty bad. But you need to be able to empty your hand pretty quickly. Like, you can keep one-landers if you mulligan or whatever, and you have, like, loads of goblin guides, but it's not a thing you should really do very often. And I think it's something people do a lot when they start playing the deck. This makes them chomp the token. That's probably good enough, right? I don't want to pass up all this damage. Like, I don't want to give up 10 damage to remove Tef and leave them with a token in play. Or is this way, if they want to keep Tef around, they have to give up... They lose their token and we don't give up any damage? What does Storm look like in Modern now? It doesn't. Simple answer, it doesn't. Storm is very outdated. I'm kind of worried that we now just die if they untap and creativity us. I don't know. Really want to take the... Oh, there's 2 in the yard though. I guess it's going to the yard anyway, and I need it for a grief potentially. Maybe it was meant to cast Shardless Agent so that if they arc on me, I can still maybe kill Teferi. Okay, they conceded. Amazing. Yeah, I should have done it all to kill Tef. I agree. That was maybe greedy. Should have sort of sent both the Riverwinders that way. Yeah. Anyway, we got there, so that's nice. I already need to find a sideboard guide for this deck. I don't have a slightest clue how you even, like, begin to comprehend sideboarding. Every card does the same thing, like... Feels like I want to bring in as few cards as humanly possible at all times. They bring in Hallowed Fluster and Turn the Earth. Yep. All makes sense. This might be a sus keep, but I'm on the draw. I have a Grief, which seems incredible. I have a Cycler to dig for my blue source. I don't know. Might be sus, though. It's kind of, like, mind-blowing how bad Basic Forest is in this deck. Like, genuinely incredible. Well. So not taking the Archon. I guess we're taking the Teferi. Sure. Why not? Forest? Oh, that's an interesting suggestion from Ethius. Ooh, I like that suggestion. You'd have evaluated this as if you were a burn player. Yeah, look. Awkward. Uh-oh. Are they gonna tef me? Don't do it, opponent. Okay, they're getting Jetmir's Garden? Oh, because they want to return their fetch land, right? That makes sense. Honestly, there's no way this could have been avoided, chat. Like, nothing we could have done. What? Right. God Awaker. Hey Evelyn, good to see you. That won't save me. Alright. Game free. Maybe I shouldn't have kept that hand. Who could really say? Who could really say? Is it okay at stopping creativity and battling Archon? Yeah, quite possibly. I guess it does trade with Archon. But post Living End Mole. And does not inspire me. Alright. We have Cyclers, we have Grief, we have Force. Yes, I'm keeping. This is crazy. I'm like half wondering if you're meant to get rid of Violent Outburst in this hand. Ship Force or Grief, just have one piece of interaction. I just get so scared of just drawing like a bunch of Cascaders. I'm like wishing I had interaction. Yeah, both of them 2 for 1 us. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just like don't know what we do if opponent has 2 cards that win the game against us. But I'm gonna cycle this first, because if I draw a Living End, I want to pitch that instead of Street Wraith. We were shown earlier that people do board in Veil against us. I guess I should fire this off turn 1, yep. Right. So Veil doesn't matter, Archon and Transmogrify probably don't matter. I guess I take Hallowed Moonlight and hope we can punch through a Spell Pierce with like multiple Cascaders. I don't think trying to mana screw our opponent seems like the way, but what do I know? So awkward. Epitome wants to like cycle Curator before Waker, so that we have more info on whether what we want to find off Waker. Because if we see like a Cascader and a land on Waker, it's really awkward. Is that something people really do? Just pass and discard an Archon? That's so wild to me. Well, we'll take this one, I guess. Sure, sure. Alright, we are one land away from doing the thing. Go on NTGO and just discard an Archon. I don't know, it just feels like it slows them down so much. If you ever have an endurance or anything like that, it kind of embarrasses it. I also just feel like there are boards you bring back that can beat an Archon. Maybe that's foolish, but yeah, you discard because of Living End, yeah, because they get the Archon back. Alright, let's say go. So if I draw a land, I just get to hold this up forever. Excellent. Oh, they have Pierce plus Veil. Right. They have Pierce plus Veil, so if I go for this and hold open Dispute, they just Veil me. I don't actually... I can only punch through one mana and not two. Yeah, if we hit land 5, Pierce does nothing, it is true. I've heard this about Spell Pierce. Thank you everyone for watching, by the way. I'm glad people are enjoying the modding content recently. Lots of viewers. Ren and 6. You have tapped out a Veil of Summer, which is very interesting. Does that mean they have 2 Spell Pierces? I think I'm just meant to go for this. Oh, thank you, Duck. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think I'm just meant to do this, because I think they have double Spell Pierce, and this way if we draw another Cascada, we're still alive. So... Because, like, if they didn't have 2 Spell Pierces, they would have left open green mana for this Veil in their hand. Obviously, oh, they don't have 2 green mana. That's true. I feel like stopping us doing this is more important than getting a Wrenn. Wow. Opponent just valued having a Wrenn over not dying to our garbage, apparently. Cool. Amazing. Love that for us. Oh. Living End in your Wilderness Reclamation deck. Hey, Mike, you can cycle a lot of cards with Wilderness Reclamation, okay? Someone has, that is not an original joke, Mike. Someone's already made that one. Alright, I feel like I played pretty horrendously that league. And we still went 3-0 against the decks that are not piles of random white creatures that are modern legal, so that's nice. Maybe this deck deserves further scrutiny. You can fight insane counter wars in your end step, yeah. Yargle time. Probably not today. That's probably what we're going to do on Monday. So next week, I'm afraid it's probably going to be a short stream today. I'm very low energy today. But next week, we have a lot of decks planned.